Hey guys, in today's video I am going to be painting my nails. It's been a while since I've done a paint your nails with me video. So the polish that I'm going to be wearing today or applying today is Gingerbread Cookie from 90 Lacquer. I recently talked about this polish briefly on my monthly manis, and I'm using the OPI. This is the Infinite Shine Primer, so it's the base coat. I'm almost out of this guy. I have been loving it so much. Let me make sure that I remove any extra little shimmers because I tried putting this on earlier and it was a disaster. Okay. Alright, so let's get a base on. And I really enjoy this primer. It's really good. It's not a sticky base, which is what I'm used to, but it works very well. If you're seeing some shimmers, it's because I tried putting this on earlier and it just, I don't know, it's just a little bit tricky because the brush is, where am I? Right here. The brush is just a little bit tricky. And as of right now, I have quite a bit of splitting going on my nails. I think I need to zoom out a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with Gingerbread Cookie. And in my monthly manis video, I mentioned that the formula is a little bit thick. I don't know if you see that stringy. I get a little bit of that when you apply it on the nails. And it is a little bit harder to maneuver because the amount of polish that lands on the brush is a lot, although I do remove quite a bit of it. Do you see the tip there is a little bit rounded? So it holds a lot. And the brush doesn't really flare out very well. It squares out a little bit, so it doesn't round out very nicely near the cuticle area, but we're gonna and try it out today. The base of this is a brown jelly, which is so beautiful, and it has gold holographics. I'm just wiggling at the end there so it can reach the edges. But look at that color. It's so beautiful. And I feel like it deposits a little bit more in certain parts of the nail and a little bit less in others. Oh. I'm trying to move it around here. Do you see how it struggles to flare out? And I don't want to work it too hard because then it's gonna start drying and not really. What was I gonna say? I forgot what I was gonna say. See in that end there? Ugh, that's messy. Okay, I'll work with it. I don't know why this one does it, because it has a similar kind of finish to, which one is it? It's called Cat in the Christmas Tree. Oh no. Let me try to do this without blocking the camera altogether. Sorry if you can't see it. It's a little bit harder on this hand. Cat in the Christmas Tree has the same brush and it has the same finish, but it's not as... I feel like it's not as transparent as this one and Plum Sugar. For some reason, these look a little bit more jelly than that one. It could be, I actually don't know. I don't make polish, so I'm not really sure. So that combined, like the thickness combined with the brush, just makes it a little bit more tricky for application. I'm just trying to push the polish as close as I can get it onto my cuticle without actually getting it on my cuticle, but I don't think I'm succeeding very well. If I overwork it a little bit too much, it starts getting a little bit stringy. Okay. I wish you could see it on this end. It's so hard to get it close. But I'm willing to do it because this looks so beautiful. I may swap the brush out at some point because, do you see that? So once I finish maybe one of my Sally Hansen polishes, I'll swap it out. I think a brush like that that's a little bit wider and flatter will hold it a little bit better. I just have to be very careful. So I start away from my cuticle and then I push it in so that I can control it a little bit more. Okay. Whew. That was a first coat. That was a little bit challenging, but I got it done. So I'm gonna let this dry for maybe 10-15 minutes or something like that, and then I'll come back and apply the second coat. What I think I'm gonna do actually while my nails are drying, I think I am going to add a little bit of suspension base into this. I've tried it on 2 other polishes that have thickened up on me. I've just been playing around with it, which is why I haven't made a video. But I got myself some suspension base. This is from TKB Trading, and this is made specifically for shimmer or glitter polishes so that it allows the shimmers to still suspend. If I add any old clear base into this, the shimmers may actually sink to the bottom. I'm not really sure. So I'm gonna add a little bit of this because I have a little bit more room in here now, and see how that works out. Let's see. Just to thin it out a little bit in hopes that it'll spread out a little bit better. So let me do that. I was thinking of doing it on here for the booze as well, just because that one's very, very thick. So let me shake this up off camera and I'll come right back. Okay, second coat is nearly dry and I've shaken this little bottle up, so we'll see how this second layer here applies, hopefully better. I didn't fill it up all the way, but already it's coming out a little bit thinner. Let's see. It's not as gloopy, but maybe I need to add a little bit more. I don't know. I've been trying to add that suspension base to thickened polishes as opposed to nail polish thinner. Only because I feel like it's not really spreading out here very well. Let's move that around. Only because there's only so much thinner I can add into a polish before it stops drying very well. The more thinner you add, the longer it's gonna take to dry. This one builds really nicely at the second coat, by the way. I think that's pretty opaque. I don't think I'm gonna need a third coat. It's a little bit easier to move around, but I think it needs a little bit more of that suspension base. And it didn't change the color, as you can see. It's still pretty rich. I love this color. This color is so beautiful. I love it so much. Super unique. I've been tempted to get one of those mustard polishes with the flakies, but I think I have mustard colored polishes, so I might as well just put a flaky topper over it. Okay, so that's 2 coats. It looks a little bit bare in this area here, but I don't think I want to add another coat just because they look a little bit thick. Do you see that? But it should settle down after a little bit. Let me add a little bit to the edges here. Okay, let's go into the second coat on this hand. I'm gonna take my time on this hand because I'm using my non-dominant hand and I'm at a weird angle here. Maybe there. So this one does dry a little dull, so I know I'm gonna need a really good top coat. God, I love this color, it's so beautiful. I want a whole collection of just jelly polishes. No shimmer, no nothing. I've been thinking about that lately. I just want all jellies. Like the plum sugar polish from this collection that she came out with is such a perfect jelly formula. It literally looks like jelly. And it's so beautiful. So I was thinking of like I want just all like an entire jelly collection. And then it'd be nice if they could provide some toppers, different colored toppers, so that you can make your own jelly sandwiches. That way I have a really good variety of colors to work with. Wouldn't that be an awesome collection? Or has anybody already come up with that and I totally missed it at some point? That would be great. Or maybe like a jelly polish kit where you can add in your own glitters. Ooh, so beautiful. Okay, let's close this guy because I think I'm gonna leave it at 2 coats, although some areas look a little bit questionable. Like over here it didn't add too much, do you see that? But I don't want to add more in that area. I'm just gonna let it level out. This one's already drying and it still looks a little thick and gloopy on the nails, so I'm a little worried about that. But I'm gonna let these dry and then I'll come back for the second coat. Oh no, not the second coat. This was the second coat. I would come back for the top coat. And the top coat I'm gonna use is the Sally Hansen Miracle Gel. I've been loving this guy a lot since Christmas. Christmas Day was actually my first day that I actually applied this and I adored it. Nails there's certain areas that I feel like I still need a little drying. This particular area here didn't really settle down very well. Let's see if we can zoom in. I don't know if you see it there. It's kind of chunky. And there's certain areas, especially here, where I lightened up my pressure so it didn't lay down as much of the polish as it did mainly on the tips, but that's okay. It still looks really beautiful. All right, I'm gonna go in with the top coat, and this is gonna bring out all of those little holographics. I'm so excited. Such a beautiful, beautiful polish. I'm gonna make this one work. For sure. I don't care how thick it gets. I'm gonna make it work because it is really beautiful. And the brush on the Sally Hansen top coat is pretty wide, by the way, which I like. Oh god. Ah! I don't have to do any cleanup, which is always my goal. Let's see. Can you guys see? I think for the next paint your nails with me, I am gonna bring up the camera a little bit higher just because when it comes to this hand, I can't seem to get it in view very well, but we'll get there. I'm working on my seasonal polish rack right now, so I'm excited about that coming up, as well as my winter picks. And I'm excited, but I'm kind of bummed out that fall came and went, and so did the holidays. I feel like it flew by. I didn't even get a chance to enjoy it, and one of the main reasons is because it was so freaking hot here in Cali. And I need the mood to be set in order for me to get in the mood of wearing all of the polishes I had in mind to wear during the fall and holiday time. But I'll try to plan out a little bit better this year, I think. Okay. So that's one coat of the top coat, and then 2 of the polish. Let's zoom in so you guys can see it. Look at how pretty that is. Oh my god, that is gorgeous. I love that. I feel like that little area right in this area is gonna bother me because it looks a little bit lighter, but I really don't want to add another coat because it already looks a little thick. So I think the more I use it, the more I'll keep adding some of this suspension base. I do want to make a video in thinning out all of the polishes that I have, and then testing them out on camera, and then coming back and giving you guys updates, and you know how they have held up within a month, 2 months, and so on and so forth. One of the major polishes that I really wanted to do that with is with this different dimensions polish, because I love the colors in this polish. It's just so thick, and I don't want to add thinner to this. I don't think it's really going to do very much to it, because there's really a lot of glitter, and basically the base is what's holding it together, but it's so dang thick. Look at that. And I don't want to waste this. This looks so dang beautiful. So I think I'm going to do a video adding the suspension base to this one and to a couple other polishes that I want to thin out a little bit, and we can do that together. Okay, that is everything for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let's see if we can get both hands in here. You guys can see how pretty this looks. Oh god, I feel like on camera it looks a little bit more like a reddish brown, and in person it is a little bit more like a reddish brown, but it's definitely more brown, like a chocolate brown, more than red. So let me see if I can change up the lighting here a little bit. Let's see. Maybe there. Look at how pretty that is. Ooh! I love this color. I love this color so much. It's so beautiful and unique. It has been a good 35 minutes, and my nails are nearly dry. They're definitely dry to the touch. So the top coat is completely dry. I feel like if I press into it, it'll leave an indentation, but I wanted to come on here and show you guys how glossy my nails still look with this top coat. So polishes like these, like Plum Sugar or Cat in the Christmas Tree, and Gingerbread Cookie, for example, benefit from a really good glossy top coat. I've used the glosser from Orly, the Simple Shine top coat from Simple Colors, or even the In a Snap doesn't work with something like this because the formula is just a little bit thinner and it doesn't retain the glossiness. But with this one, something like this, it really does. And look at how sparkly my nails still look, and they'll continue looking this way for the next few days or until I decide to remove it. And it's not an overly thick formula, which I love. So that is everything, guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video while I kind of move my fingers around so you guys can see the sparkliness because they're so pretty. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.